So welcome to round 4 of the Banter Racing League Season 2. We are here for the Sochi Autodrom in Russia for the Russian Grand Prix. Here we are with Ivan coming into the final corner, and he grabbed pole position for the second race running. No, second time this season, I should say, with a 134.0. So it's the second pole of the season, and it's the second time he had pole when Sentry has been absent in the race. So, yeah, so 11 drivers will start this race. It's the least amount of drivers we've had so far. And if you start the formation lap now, I'll take you through the grid for this race. Ivan is on pole position by 2/10 from Agonza in second, then Combined qualifies third, 3/10 behind Ivan, then Lucky Racer at fourth, ahead of Ping Too High in fifth, Wattmaster in sixth, Jagger in seventh, Addy in eighth, Wesley in ninth, Boxy in 10th, and Boom qualifies in 11th. Fun fact, the two Williams both had exactly the same time. Wattmaster and Ping both had identical lap times. So, but Ping did his first, I think, so he's ahead of Wattmaster in this race. So, here we go, lining up on the grid for the start of the Russian Grand Prix. Here we go. What can Combined do? What can Wattmaster do? What can Agonza do? Can he take the lead away from Ivan on lap 1? Because Agonza has not won a race yet this season, which is quite surprising. As here we go for the start now for the Russian Grand Prix, round 4 of the Banter Racing League. And it's now away we go for the Russian Grand Prix. It's a pretty good start as we head down in towards turn 1. It's side by side between Ping and Lucky Racer heading down towards turn 1. It's now going to become 3 wide heading down towards turn 1 as Ivan leads from Agonza. As now Wattmaster up the inside of Lucky Racer and Ping Too High, and there's contact with Ping Too High there, and he's lost all the positions now, and he's down all the way at the back of the field. As it's Ivan is leading from Agonza, then it's Combined, Wattmaster, then Lucky Racer, then Jagger in 5th, I think. I'm not sure. Didn't catch the order. But there is Ping Too High already down in 9th place, and he's got a damaged front wing on the right-hand side. Wattmaster is 4th, so it is Ivan from Agonza from Combined. Then it's Wattmaster, then it's Lucky Racer. Then we have Boxy, then we have Jagger, then we have Addy, then we have Ping Too High in 9th. I think then we have Wesley, and then we have and then now Jagger has a good exit on Boxy, side by side with him, coming down towards turn 13. Is he going to get this place on Boxy now? Side by side, and Boxy comes back up the inside. There's more contact, but Jagger holds it around the outside, and he takes the position into 6th place. It's a nice move from the Serbian, and he moves up into P6 now. Here is Ping Too High with a few battles around him. Addy, and then there's Boxy and Jagger side by side as we saw before. And here is Addy trying to sneak through on them, but he actually hits the wall and damages his front wing. So here comes Ping around the outside of Addy, heading into turn 15, sorry. And Ping gets that position on Addy into P8. So Ping has had a bad start to this race. He's made contact with Lucky Racer and Wattmaster after the 3 wide to turn 1. Doesn't really go. Is now on lap 2 now. Is on board with Combined, who's currently in 3rd place. Agonza has run wide off the track there in turn 13. That's going to put Combined all over the back of his rear wing now as we head down into turn 15. Is Combined going to go for a move on Agonza? I don't think he will. Too fast for him, to be honest with you. Let's see what happens. Heading down onto the start of lap 3 of this Russian Grand Prix. Agonza is ahead, and Ivan's leading, Agonza 2nd, then Combined in 3rd, and Wattmaster in 4th. So that's the top 4, and lap 3 is started. So, yeah, as you can see out of the traction zone, Agonza is pulled away from Combined. So, that was predicted. So, here we go, back on board with Ping Too High. Coming down towards turn 13. That's Boxy right ahead of him there. as now we head into turn 13 and 14. Here comes Addy around the outside of Ping, so head down into turn 14 and 15. Side by side goes the Toro Rosso. He goes around the outside, and Addy is the inside line into turn 15, and Addy gets the position into P8, I think, because the desync of Addy, of course, is confusing the positions around. So he's in 11th on Ping's screen there, but he's actually moved up into P8 for like in real positions. As we head on to lap 3, of course, on Ping's point of view. So that is Addy taking the position away from Ping, and now Wesley is going to challenge Ping now. What will happen here between the Belgian and the German? Here we go, on board with Combined now, who's still in 3rd place on lap 3. As here we go, he's broken way too late there, gone wide, just like Agonza did on lap 2. And that's going to put Wattmaster all over the back of his rear wing now. As we head down into this corner, he's gone wide again into turn 15. That's going to put Wattmaster all over the back of him. As now they're going to go side by side. As heading down into the penultimate corner. Wattmaster going around the outside. Combined forces him off the track, but now into the final corner. Wattmaster switches back to the inside, as now they're going to go side by side on the pit straight as we start lap 4, and Wattmaster takes 3rd place and moves up into the podium positions, and he moves past Combined, and Combined drops down to 4th, but now Lucky Race is now right at the back of its battle as well. As he head down to turn 1, Combined goes back up the inside, but he doesn't quite get there. And Wattmaster takes the position from Combined, and he moves up into the podium places. Combined drops down to 4th, and Lucky Racer's right at the back of the battle, and he's in 5th place at the moment. So it's a nice race so far. And now back with Ping Too High, and Wesley on the inside of him coming into turn 13. Wesley goes around the outside into the left-hander, and he's going to go back on the inside is Ping. Wesley has overtaken him for 8th place. Well, actually 8th place. Even though Addy is actually in 7th now. This is actually 7th where he actually took the position for some reason. As now, what can Ping Too High get Wesley back on the DRS zone? Here we go, starting lap 4 from his own side. He's come down to his turn 1. He has the DRS available, and the slipstream, and rich mix. As he head down to turn 1, he's gaining fast on him. As he head down to turn 1, he's going to go up the inside of Wesley into turn 1 and into turn 2. But Wesley holds it around the outside, and he keeps in 8th place. But now Ping will try and go back up the inside into turn 4 maybe. Unless there's too much understeer with his front wing damage on the right hand side. Oh, he had a little look there, but didn't quite get him. And yeah, so it's a nice move from Wesley. A nice defending into turn 1 as well. And that's him up into P8. And now here is a replay of the start of this race on board with Wattmaster, who started from P6. And a lot of wheel spin off the start there. As now as he head down to turn 1, he had the slipstream on Lucky Racer. He moved to the inside of both his teammate Ping Too High and Lucky Racer. And he made it 3 wide into turn 1, which is not going to go well. And it didn't go well, which caused... He actually forced Lucky Racer to make contact with Ping Too High, and Ping Too High got damage with that, so... And Combined stayed in 3rd for the entire first corner there, so... They would have stayed the same in the top 3, apart from 4th, 5th and 6th, switching around. As now on board with Ping off the start, in the other Williams, he had a good start, he had got past Lucky Racer off the line, and now he's side by side with him. And now, he doesn't see Wattmaster coming on the inside of Lucky Racer, so he doesn't really expect a collision here. So here we go, yep, and there's the collision and the damage for Ping. So it was Lucky Racer's side pod touching Ping's wing, so it wasn't actually Lucky Racer's fault. It was, I think it was a racing incident, to be honest, because Wattmaster had the position up the inside into turn 1, going for a double overtake. Lucky Racer could not go anywhere else. He got squished in between Ping and Wattmaster, and Combined as well. Speaking of Combined, he's off the start here, and he slipstreamed the 2 McLarens coming into turn 1. Didn't really work out though, and there is the collision from his point of view. Lucky Racer actually hit him on the back, but he kept 3rd place, and it was a clean start for the top 3. And now onto Jagger's point of view, who we saw on the live pictures. This is an even better view of the incident. Here we go, so you can see Wattmaster's wheel spin there. And you can see the battle side by side between Lucky Racer and P2 High. And here comes Wattmaster on the inside. They are 3 wide into turn 1. You can see the incident here. Wattmaster kind of forces Lucky Racer to hit P2 High, and that's how Ping gets damage on the right hand side. So if anyone was at fault there, it would be Wattmaster, but personally I think it's a racing incident. So Jagger lost a couple of places by going wide and while avoiding that incident. So on to the end of lap 4, and here is P2 High coming into the pits for a front wing change. So unfortunate for the German and the Williams. Doing quite well at the start, until he got caught up in another incident. It's his 3rd race in a row. He's actually been caught up in an incident. In China, he ran into the back of a combine at turn 1. In Bahrain, he got taken out by Thaboom, which gave Thaboom a penalty. And now it's a first corner crash with Wattmaster and Lucky Racer, which is, in my opinion, a racing incident. I don't think anyone's at fault there. Anyway, he comes out of the pits in 10th place with a desinking Addy in 11th. About 7 seconds behind him. So he actually comes out in last place, effectively. So he has to go for a comeback, which is very hard from that position. He's so far away from the pack. Here we go, on board with the combine now, who's currently in 4th. He has dropped back from Wattmaster, as now coming to turn 4. And there's Wattmaster off the track. He has made a mistake there, is Wattmaster, and he's dropped the position, and that means combine has gone back up into the podium places. What has happened to the Williams of Wattmaster? Here we go into turn 1, on board with him. Let's see what happened. So we're just coming into turn 3, as you do. Normally flat out 7th gear, 8th gear, and he's just oversteered. He's just completely lost control in the middle of turn 3. He's just lost control in the middle of the corner, and he has spun round at turn 4, and that makes him lose 3 positions to combine Lucky Racer and Jagger. As now, here we go, on board with the combine once again on lap 8. This is the battle between him and Lucky Racer, the 2016 McLaren teammates. Here we go, he's come into turn 3. Lucky Racer's going to try and challenge around the outside, but he he thinks better of it, because that's a very risky move to do. So, can Lucky Racer try the next lap? Here he goes, coming into turn 1, combined again. And he does it much better than last time. He went wide, but now here comes Lucky Racer, who's moving to the inside of turn 3, but he gets slightly cut off by combine. There you can see in the mirrors what happens in this battle. Unfortunately, the steward Nostalgia did not. Well, he actually deleted his footage accidentally, so I have to do all the onboard views in this one. As now here comes Wattmaster into the pits on lap 9 of this Russian Grand Prix. He's in P7 at the moment, and Addy has finally sorted himself out with his desync. He is legitimately in P6, and he is in P6 on everyone's screen now. So Wattmaster changes to a set of super soft tyres. It's a 2.6 second stop for Williams. Nice stop from them. And there he's actually combined with a little bit of a gap, and he's come out ahead of him. So yeah, Wattmaster would have to be very fast to try and catch Combined here, because as we know, Combined is quite fast at Russia, so it'd be very hard to catch him in this track. So Wattmaster loses 1 position, and he's in 7th, and he lost that position to Addy, I think. And here he's Combined into the pits on the same lap as Wattmaster, of course, but here is the replay of his stop. Let's see what the Sauber crew did compared to Wattmaster's 2.6 second stop. Sauber did 2.8. It's actually 2/10 slower, but Sauber still got Combined out ahead of Wattmaster, which is very interesting there. As now out of the pits, he came out in 7th as well. So on Wattmaster's screen, he came out in 7th, but on Combined screen, he came out in 7th as well. So maybe Addy's desync is is actually existing on Combined screen. Oh no, it's just moved up into 6th there. So that's weird. There we go. This is going to be Jagger coming into the pits now, and Lucky Racer as well. Lucky Racer and Jagger coming into the pits. Jagger runs wide in the pits there, and gets a rather harsh penalty. To be honest, that's not really a corner cut, to be honest. That should be removed, I think. But Lucky Racer, who is currently in a podium position, is coming to the pits now, and Jagger moves on to a set of Super Softs. Combined moves on to a set of Super Softs as well. I forgot to mention that. This is going to be quite close to Wattmaster here. He's going to come out behind Combined, who's on the podium now. This is going to be very close to Wattmaster. Can Jagger get out ahead of Wattmaster here? Here we go. They're going to be side by side coming out of the pit lane. And here we go. Jagger's now side by side, and Wattmaster gets past Jagger, and he moves up into... Well, Jagger actually moves up into P5, and Jagger's undercut Lucky Racer because he had a little bit of a slow stop in the Haas pit crew there. So Lucky Racer had a slow stop, and Jagger's taken advantage of that, and he's right behind Wattmaster now. So this battle is going to go all the way to the end of the race for sure, because these two are great rivals in the Tryhard League, and they've just got into the AOR. Apex Online Racing League, so these two are quite good rivals, I think. As now on board with Combined on lap 15 of this race, so we skipped 4 laps. And it's Agonza. Agonza's retired from the session. That is going to bring Combined into 2nd. There he is on the side of the track at turn 16. Just on the side of the track on the right hand side. That brings Combined into 2nd. And Ivan still leads, of course, but Combined into 2nd place. What has happened to Agonza here? On board with the Boom, who is getting lapped by Agonza. You can see in the mirrors on the right-hand side, and well, that's down to the Boom there, because he didn't see him there. The Boom was trying to come into the pits, and Agonza just crashed into the back of him. But Agonza crashed into the back of him because Thaboom moved over to go into the pits. He just moved towards the pits too early, so Thaboom's going to get very much done for that one. Now, here we go on the beginning of lap 16 now. Jagger is now right behind Wattmaster coming into turn 1. This battle is going to start now. Here we go down into turn 2 and turn 3, the flat out left-hander. Here we go, he's right behind Wattmaster. Is he going to get the place into the podium, of course, for Jagger? This is the podium now for Jagger after Agonza's crash with the Boom. Here we go, he's looking up the inside. Wattmaster defends the inside line. Jagger is trying to go around the outside. He's going to get some great traction out of the corner. He backs out of the move there, and Wattmaster holds on to 3rd place. So this is going to be a nice battle between these two to the end of the race, I think. Williams and the Ferrari. And not only that, they might actually catch up to Combined at the rate they're going, because they are faster than him they are faster in race lap time. They're both faster. Jagger's faster with a 138.0, and I think Combined has done a 138.2 in race time. So these two are faster than Combined. So this could be a 3-way battle by the end of this race. So this is going to be a nice battle between Wattmaster and Jagger, and Combined might get involved as well if these two catch him. So, moving on to lap 21, because there's not many laps where there was action at this point, so at the end of the race, wasn't really that much action. And on board with Combined is 2nd place at the moment. 17 seconds behind Ivan, 3.5 seconds behind in front of Wattmaster, as the Boom let him through. Here we go on to lap 22 of this race. Jagger still behind Wattmaster in the battle for 3rd place in this race. Can Jagger get past Wattmaster now? Let's head down into turn 13. Here we go, this is going to be a nice battle. We can literally see, I think we can just see Combined ahead of these two. Yes, we can. We can actually see him So these two are catching the Sauber, who's in second place at the moment. The Aussie and the Sauber, they are catching him quite quickly. Well, not quickly, but they are catching him every lap at this rate. So Wartmaster is getting challenged by Jagger onto the straight. Is he going to get DRS? He's going to get DRS onto the straight now. On board. There's now DRS for Jagger and Rich Mix. Slipstream is available as well. There's not much slipstream, so he's surely going to go for a long way back one. Maybe into turn 4 because he's got some great traction out of turn 1, and he's gone off the track a little bit there, but that's okay. Not really an advantage. And now coming into turn 4, as now 2 laps later on lap 24, Jagger is much closer to Wartmaster at the back of the Williams now, and these two are still gaining on Combined. You can see Combined getting closer and closer in vision to these two drivers. These two drivers, remember the rivals in other leagues. Here we go. Jagger's now slipstreaming Wartmaster as he head down into turn 13. He's going to look up the inside into turn 13, not quite there, but Wartmaster locks up a bit there. But now Jagger is right up his gearbox. He's literally almost touching his gearbox. Coming into turn 15, Jagger's going to try and get past Wartmaster on the pit straight here for sure. Here we go, onto the penultimate corner. He's looking up the inside now into turn 17. I don't even know what the corner numbers here in this track. As now, this is the closest that Jagger's ever been to Wartmaster. Surely the DRS will work now. Surely the slipstream will work now as well. Here we go. He's going to tuck back to the slipstream. He's going to go up the inside into turn 2. Here comes Jagger up the inside of Wartmaster into turn 2. They're going to go wheel to wheel coming into turn 2. And Wartmaster is the inside line into turn 3. And Wartmaster keeps 3rd place. Williams keeps 3rd place. But now he goes back up the inside. He's looking up the inside. And somehow Wartmaster holds on around the outside. And now Jagger is fighting now with Wartmaster. The slipstream. This is good defending from the Williams. And, well, that was actually good placement of the car from Wartmaster. He somehow held off Jagger with some nice defending there. As I was saying, Addy is setting the fastest lap. He actually set the fastest lap of this race. So, that's interesting. As now heading on to lap 25 of this Grand Prix. We have 3 laps to go in the Russian Grand Prix. Here we go, coming into the final corner. What can Jagger do to Wartmaster this time? On the penultimate lap of this race. He's going to use his slipstream again. He's not as close as he was last lap, on lap 24. But now slipstreaming. Jagger slipstreams Wartmaster once again. Is he going to go up the inside into turn 2? Yes, he is. He's going to go for it up the inside. He has a little look, but not quite. Doesn't quite get there. That was a bit too ambitious, I think. Because that does make him drop back into the next corner. So I think that was a bit too ambitious from Jagger there. Don't think he should have gone for that. I think he should have waited until turn 4, maybe, to have a chance. But now we move on to the last lap of the Russian Grand Prix. And Ivan is going to win the Russian Grand Prix. It's a hat-trick of wins for the Spanish driver. After his teammate Agonza gets crashed off by Thaboon, Ivan gets a hat-trick of victories in the BRL Season 2 as he wins the Russian Grand Prix. But now into the final 2 corners, it's going to be Combined for his first podium in over half a year in this BRL season as he crosses the line for 2nd place, but he's going to drop down to 3rd place because of the penalty he has. He has a 3-second time penalty and he got a stop-go penalty as well for speeding in the pit lane. So that means Wartmaster will be in 2nd place and Combined will be in 3rd for his first podium since Monaco in Season 1. It's been such a long time for the Aussie and the Sauber. Lucky Racer crosses the line in 5th, but he is promoted to 4th because Jagger has so many penalties in that Ferrari. Wow. What a dramatic turn of events on the last few corners. 2 positions swapped around. Combined crossed the line in 2nd and finished 3rd, and Lucky Racer crossed the line in 5th and was up to 4th. P2 High finishes in P6 for Williams. It's been a very quiet race for him after he got involved in an incident on lap 1. Eddie finishes in 7th place, his best result of the season so far. Wesley comes into the final corner and he crosses the line in 8th place, and Boxy comes in 9th. So the final results of the Russian Grand Prix: Ivan won by 12 seconds from Wattmaster in 2nd place, Combined in 3rd despite crossing the line in 2nd but having a penalty. Lucky Racer in 4th even though crossing the line in 5th, Jagger in 5th, then Ping in 6th, Addy in 7th, Wesley in 8th, Boxy 9th, then we have Thaboom in 10th, and Agonza is the one DNF. Vladimir Jagger got the penalty removed, like I said he should, in the pit lane. When he went into the pits, he went wide. And Thaboom got 4 penalty points for causing a collision and ignoring blue flags, which gave him a race ban for the Spanish Grand Prix, so he won't be competing in Spain next time out. So Ivan takes a hat-trick of wins going into his home Grand Prix. Will he hold on, or will Century fight back with another win next race in Spain for round 5? I'll see you then.